Wednesday, December 15th, 2021. I'm not big on the mail that comes through the U.S. Post Office or federal program. I'm not quite sure who handles it. I have not enjoyed the mail since I had a Russian penmanship back and forth in like fourth grade. We had like a pen pal internationally. It was approved through the school district. And we didn't know what, I mean, like, I didn't, they said, why don't you describe what the scene, the trees, the beauty, the whatever that's in your neighborhood, that kind of thing, to try to paint a portrait of what your house looked like to somebody who would never see a picture of it, that kind of thing. But the house meaning the panic room that you live in, that you're trapped within, pretty much. But they didn't say it in that way because I was just a child. They made it sound all innocent project. So anyway, so I, since then, have never received really anything I've ever looked forward to in the mail. It's usually bills or some form of American scam mixed in with international. Nobody really knows how this works. Linda, on the other hand, gets, for some reason, because I guess she has a paying job, I know through real estate, they used to try to sell me lists of people that had jobs, income ranges that I could direct the mail to. The U.S. Post had by zip code, by all sorts of stuff. You could pay them, and they would sell you the residence in New York State. I don't know if this is nationwide, but in New York State, they would sell the residence, U.S. postal and federal address, so you could directly mail and target campaign certain people in certain demographics only. Now, this seems like an illegal operation, seems like a breach of Homeland Security, but yet they do it. So Lynn's got one operation. It's Veterans of Foreign Wars. I know she's so good. She gives to everyone who says military because they seem like they've got, but if you looked at what's walking around here with some form of VFW, and what they put on their website, for some reason, Lynn's grandchildren and I are not represented. Very few, and when I do see with some veteran of my own, I mean, I try to catch eye contact to thank them, but it's very difficult because usually they're in their zone. Let's see here. Then there's this charity piece. I used to, through Remax Alliance, I used to give to this charity once in a blue moon. Now it's, for some reason, they're sending her. Even though I've given to this before, I've never received mail from them. They used to just take it out of my commission checks. No thank you, no anything. No idea where it went to and who Susan Coleman actually is. It was just the charity that Remax aligned themselves with. Then there's something that just came today. It's called Boys Town. Something, I don't know because I can't open it. However, what I will say, oh, it says Priority USA. What I will say, Linda, I need your help. Yeah, don't we all? Not that anybody's ever done anything for Lynn, let me tell you. So she gives a little to each of these charities. Now, when I see the word Boys Town, Linda has 6 brothers, and Linda has 4 grandchildren, all boys. I think they're familial to Lynn, who's writing the check. What I'm unclear of, just like with the Veterans of Foreign Wars, is I am unclear whose lineation is receiving the donations that my mother is giving to? And is she being targeted by mixed operation campaigns? And how is that benefiting myself and my mother? I'm just curious. I feel like I'm in some panic room, but panicking safely, but not really safely because I'm in a fallout shelter. There's blood on the streets, literally. No idea. Don't really want to ask either. I myself, I've got acute radiological poisoning. I've blown up into some obese size. Not that it makes any sense genetically, because I was not born this way. This is something the atmosphere and the climate. Oh, and here's another fun fact. This is like a bent carrot, is what it feels like. So, which is like a bent operation gone sideways. There's something the humans have now, like this medical profession in the state of New York. I don't know about the rest of the nation, but in the state of New York, and definitely in the city of New York, they've been operating really dangerously in some extortion and medical device schematic, where because of climate change, because of atmospheric pressure, because of the plaguing of the local system, and no repair in this ozone with a hole in it that I'm trapped in, trying to get to the Goldilocks zone and the A zone, that I was born for and I'm blood typed for. The humans came up. They sold it to Lou that he has sleep apnea. What happens is Lou snores. Snoring is when you're laying down in the bed and you have some problem with your face and breathing apparatus into your lungs with pressure and coding and timing and sequence and whatnot, that you happen to actually stop breathing. Like, it's bad enough that you make these horrendous sounds because the pressure's off and you can't catch air and you're not being handled properly during the night when your brain like shuts off and nobody knows where your spirit goes. So while you're laying there, all of a sudden apnea, apnea, happens and you cease breathing for some unknown time and then you start again. So what they do is they sell guys like Lou and other children of Earth this medical device that someone creates, somebody supplies, somebody manufactures. There's money making all down the line. And then they sociopathically group together like a guild in the medical doctor field. Now, not the ship doctor, SHIP, although I don't know what their hand is in this, but I want to say that I'm keeping them offshore respectable. I'm telling you, it's the shitbags in New York, SHIT, those doctors, the ones that keep coming in that look like hissing cockroaches, and in the color category of a hissing cockroach. So now they come in, they have import-export businesses with foreign shitbags from all over, and then they come in here and then they sell them and each other. They have conferences. There's a great idea. Well, I invented it. Sure, you know you didn't. But now somewhere else is an agreement that they're going to hurt the climate and the atmosphere around these Americans, North Americans, so severely that they stop breathing. That I'm causation. My Mother Earth, I am more frightened of the fact that they're allowing this to go on. But now they bill now they have these big insurance houses. Doesn't hit Lou's pocket, nor any of the other like poor innocent victims that they're convincing they need this medical device. So now they have this Air Force like breathing apparatus that they sleep with a hose into a machine. So you have to be careful how you move all night long, and you look like an elephant. It looks absolutely ridiculous. Some of them go over the head so it doesn't move. I mean, it looks absolutely fucking ridiculous, but whatever. Here's the humans. And now that's a money-making scheme. So rather than spending the time, effort, and money on making sure that the humans are not losing contact with the environment and barometric pressure and tidal pressure system that they need to hold air in their lungs and their body safe so it wakes up safe. The humans have, in some sociopathic society called a Doctors Guild, or AMA, they've agreed somehow together and have gotten away with making money off of this. And then now they protect the money-making capability of this in hissing cockroach form, while I'm stuck almost like my son's stuck in a penalty box in a translucent form. I see all the cockroaches crawling all over him, metaphorically, and they're crawling up, and I'm like trying to take mouthfuls of hissing cockroaches and put it elsewhere so I can release my son and myself from this disgusting arrangement that we did not start, we did not take part in, but every step of the way that I tried to get a mouthful of hissing cockroaches and move them away from my son, or my parents, or myself, I have, like, more dangerous animals in the same color category moving dangerous things to try to stop me and to try to stop those that are trying to help me. Now, how do I address that? I'm just curious. Because I'm pretty sure that given a choice, they'd rather not have the sleep apnea device, medical sales, and the shitbags in hissing cockroach category, even alive. They'd rather be alive and breathe safely and securely in a secure environment rather than perpetuating medical advancement and medical money to the medical circus that keeps purposely breaking the environment, the climate, and the process and the system out of Goldilocks zone so they could time dilate, which is another crime, forcibly time dilating, knowing what's needed to be done for the safety of the public and doing something completely different for some money-making schematic. I understand there has to be some kind of organized money-making priority and piece. What is not needed is all these purposely defiant nuances that cause massive casualties and massive outages and makes life so painful to live. That there is no living. Like, I have not lived at all. I've lived in, like, hidden away from the crazy schematics and voices of the public that come out on television, like as if everybody's out to get them, making storylines up just so they can stay in a land that doesn't belong to them. This land is Native American. I saw Susan Warren, first white woman I ever saw, said she was Native American. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what Native American looks like? Great, sold. Done. I found one. I just don't know how to find other tribe members. I don't. Star 1978, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's, and Star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It is Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken. And it is Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.